Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about the Star Wars prequels movies and also all the movies that have been made of Star Wars since Disney basically got their hands on them. So, what I wanted to say firstly was the prequels I thought added new detail to an already existing story, but now that Disney have the reins, they are just, in my opinion, adding new characters to an already finished story, which for me just seems rather a quick and lazy way to go about things for Star Wars. For me, I think where the problem actually lies is that since Disney got their hold on Star Wars, there has been a loss of excitement because nothing new is being brought to the table. There's nothing new about Star Wars Disney films, I have to say. I mean, yes, there is special effects, but that's not what makes a good movie. They do good special effects at times in the movie, but you can't just rely on a movie with special effects, is what I'm trying to say. Disney are just doing rehashes and they don't care because, they're making money and that's all they care about, really, when you think about it. Not the fans of Star Wars. I mean, if you have a look at how often they're bringing out the movies as well, it just seems kind of rushed. George Lucas wouldn't have just randomly thrown in new characters that made no sense or characters that also lacked development. The development of the characters were genius and just absolutely fantastic. What Disney have been doing with Star Wars just feels so recycled. It's kind of like recycling glass and cardboard. It's great and all that, but recycling isn't always a good thing, especially when it comes to big things like Star Wars. Now, the Force Awakens movie I thought was okay, guys. I do enjoy it. I do have it in Blu-ray and I do love it. I mean, I enjoyed it enough, but a specific character was very much condescended in the movie. I don't want to say which because there may be some people watching this that haven't seen it. And characters within it for me were not strong, developed characters. Now I'm going to say Rogue One. That movie bored me to tears. Way too much agenda in it. Too much politics, as a lot of you will know, for my liking. The Last Jedi was, if you've been subscribed to me for a while, you will know this, the worst Star Wars movie of all time in the history of the Star Wars franchise. And for me, will likely hold that award forever. The Han Solo movie, for me, I actually did enjoy it. And I only brought myself round to watching it there just a short time ago. But I did have some issues with it. There was a few issues with that movie. I felt again it was a bit on the lazy side, just going, oh hey, you know what we'll do? We're going to pick a character, a really popular character from the franchise and just do a whole entire movie on that. Because, we don't have time to be more creative, more inventive than basically doing that. But a lot better, I thought it was better than Rogue One and The Last Jedi. I mean, if someone was to say to me, would you prefer to sit down and watch The Last Jedi or would you prefer to watch the Han Solo movie? I would say the Han Solo movie. We're not even going to go there with The Last Jedi, but moving on. Now, Darth Vader is one of the most iconic characters. Now, not just in Star Wars, but just as a character in general, I think. And what was done in the prequels was they're structured to sort of foreshadow his appearance. Now, episode 1 I thought gave us a really cool character, Darth Maul, who from his childhood reminds me of the same way Palpatine manipulated Anakin. You've got Count Dooku in episode 2, who like Darth Vader was a fallen Jedi. Then you have another villain, General Grievous, in episode 3. So for me, there is a good narrative which is pretty, I have to say, cleverly done. And I think that the smartness of it is very much underlooked. And I think the prequels had great storylines as well. And what I like about the prequels is that they sort of mirrored the originals to make all 6 Star Wars movies a whole, like a saga alongside the original trilogy. And a lot of people may disagree with this because, and I mean that of course is fine, this is only my opinions. And I love hearing other Star Wars fans' opinions, leave it in the comments. I'm not that kind of person, if you enjoy something about Star Wars that I don't, that's not an issue. George Lucas focused on Star Wars and the fans. George Lucas, to me, focused on Star Wars itself, and he really focused on the fans as well, for what he marvellously created for all of us. And for me, you can massively and very obviously, seriously notice big time how this doesn't show in the Star Wars movies that Disney has been giving us. What Disney should do is think of something new, something creative. I mean, George Lucas didn't start off his franchise by recycling up characters and being lazy. He was creative. He took a chance. He didn't play it safe by any means. As I say, he took the chance. And well, let's just have a look at how well that has turned out for George Lucas. I do like the characters in the prequels. And it makes sense that they all sort of tie in. It all makes sense. The prequels make sense in that sort of a sense. I love Padme and Anakin. I know so many people don't like him, but tough guys, and I liked him. I like the both of them together, Padme and Anakin. I'm allowed to like those two characters. It's not a crime. That I did. I loved Yoda and of course the other strong characters and villains. Now, the woman Kathleen Kennedy, which a lot of people don't like, what Kathleen Kennedy, and of course people despise the one and only Rian Johnson even more so. But what them two people have been doing is bit by bit taking away what Star Wars is all about. Destroying what George Lucas has done, in my opinion. The Last Jedi was a mess from start to end. The best part was when I got up and walked out of the movie house, the cinema. It had silly undeveloped, can't speak, sorry guys. It had silly undeveloped characters and had one of the strongest characters look like a hermit, which you all know who that was. Even had him drinking alien milk. I mean, really. It was like watching a parody of something, like a spoof or a skit or something just idiotic. But not even a good parody, even at that. It was just utter nonsense, and I cannot class it as a Star Wars movie. I just can't, I'm sorry. Rogue One, I am afraid if I begin to talk about, I'll probably almost fall asleep again like I did in the cinema. I just wish that Disney would care more about the fans of Star Wars, but I've came to the eventuality and the understanding that no matter how much we try to help them, give them advice, they are just not going to listen. George Lucas is a fantastic filmmaker. He is a filmmaker that Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson would be wise to study. And, George Lucas didn't rush things. Disney are panicking. They're like a panic station, panic mode, and rushing these movies, which shows their lack of inventiveness and creativity. What they need to do is actually sit down and study what Star Wars is and just calm down, relax, have a cup of coffee, unwind, and come to the eventuality that they should be concentrating more on the fans and not just throwing characters in there for the sake of an agenda or throwing them in there and they haven't even been developed yet. And think of something new. It's a whole universe, surely there's some other new exciting story that we can hear about or something. What do you guys think? If you agree with me or if you don't agree with me, honestly, it's fine. I love hearing from everybody and I always love hearing other people's sort of opinions on Star Wars, even if they don't agree with me. I find it interesting to see their point of view. So let me know in the comments below. I really hope that this video was interesting. This was actually a video that was requested by one of my subscribers. I am so sorry that it has took me this long to get this video up. I hope that you like the video as this was specially requested by you. So here you go. Thank you so much guys and I will see you all in my next video. But until then, may the force be with you always.